Hello. Did you miss me? Welcome to another edition of your daily soul session, right? Even though we haven't been able to go on every day, we are here today. Tuesday. It is Tuesday. The screen almost blanked out. That's weird. Tuesday, what's today's date? December 16th. 16 equals 7. 7 is God's number. It's the number of the divine. We're going to get straight into the messages and see what you need to hear on this day. If you're watching this on the replay, hello. Feel free to leave any comments you're having, and then we'll get to it at the end of the reading. Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the collective on this day? What else? We'll leave that right there and take the top. How are you guys doing? As you're coming in, let me know how you're doing and where you're from. We'll also get a few messages, because today is Tuesday, from the Divine Feminine, see what they have to say. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to hear on this Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars? Ooh, make sure she is not that TikTok safe, so we'll... Anything else? Anything else? Because this deck, well, you already know about that deck. And then before we get to the Kipper deck, at the end, we will pull an angel number for you guys. But I will pull one from this deck, right? The Neon Awakening deck, which is all mismatched. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to know? Oh, we'll just do it like that, right? Since they want to come out early with the cards, we'll leave Venus exactly where she stands. And lastly, one from the Kipper deck. One from the Kipper deck. Or two. That bad health and shame being in that corner, a lot of the struggle and the strife is coming to an end. I'm hearing that song, The Storm is Over Now. Let's get to Venus first, and we're going to put them right back. Ruler of love, beauty. Now, why does Venus come out on a non-Venus day? We already said today is ruled by Mars, but Venus wanted to show her face to remind you, and this plays into a reading that I recorded before I went live for, the other space, about the love predictions for 2026. Whether you're asking for love or anything else, it can only come in once you make space for it. And that's why this Clean It Up card came out, right? Whatever you've been hoping for, wishing for, praying for, asking for, make sure you're making space for it. As the year is wrapping up, release people, places, and things, heavy on the things. We talk about spring cleaning, but during the time of the winter solstice, it's a good time to take inventory on everything you have in your home. And a good rule of thumb is if you haven't used it in the past 6 months, tops in the past year, it's time to either donate it or gift it or get rid of it, right? Because it creates stagnant energy, especially if you're calling in abundance. You want to make sure you're using everything that you have, because you can't receive more if you are not doing what has been trusted. You're not doing good with what you've already been trusted with, right? They can't bring you more stuff if you're already overwhelmed with stuff. Make space for the things that you are calling in. That is further clarified by surrender, sacrifice, pause, right? Pisces energy with the Hanged Man. Got to say it that way to keep it safe, right? This is the energy of taking time to look at things from a different perspective. Also taking time to look at how far you've come and how far you have yet to go on your journey. I know you know what I'm going to say next, right? With this toil and labor. Continue doing what you're doing. Just make sure you're holding space for what you're asking for. This bad health card that came out, and we know this one is shame. Let me, because she came out in reverse, right? And then I'm going to have to like flip her back over. That's what she said. Long, bubbly Susie, right? This era of being ashamed, of being small, of playing it safe is over. That's what's going to usher in your abundance, your prosperity. Standing up in your authentic self, being who you want to be in this world is what's going to be able, is what's going to align you with manifesting that happily ever after. Manifesting those dreams into your reality, right? That's the sickness that you have to get over. The sickness is keeping to the narrative that you've been told rather than the narrative you hold in your heart. Living life on other people's terms rather than living it on your own. It's time to let that go, right? Especially as the new year comes in. Hamza, symbol of protection, believed to ward off the evil eye and bring good fortune. Think about praying for good fortune and warding off evil. You know what evil and darkness likes? Clutter. You know what negative energy likes? Mess and dirtiness. If you want to get better and stop being sick, make sure you keep your space, not just your physical space, but your mental and spiritual space cleansed and clean. Your guides are on top of the rest. Next, we have, I didn't realize there was 5 cards. Message in the bottle clarified by live out loud, another confirmation to stand in your authenticity, as well as distant horizons, talking about that journey, making sure you're ready to go where you say that you want to go. Standing in your authenticity allows you to explore your creativity, allows you to get into your energy of play, and you know the energy of play being in that childlike bliss, being in that childlike innocence is how you manifest the quickest. Focus on meditations, guided meditations, other meditations, meditations with certain frequencies, certain instruments. It's to help you align with the energy of whatever you are trying to call in. I'm going to flip this back over because it has some words on it that may not be so. You guys already know, right? Next, we have a change is in the wind, followed by pleasure, which we're going to cover back over. And the 4th house. Expect changes to your area of 4th house or cancer related items in your natal chart. That Geminid meteor shower that came through over the weekend did rain down a bunch of changes. Some changes happened in the blink of an eye. Literally, if you were able to catch a meteor and wish upon a shooting star, please, please, please share your experience with me. I shared my experience with the collective. And if you guys have any questions about that, please let me know. I wrote about it on, the other space. Expect rapid changes when it comes to all things related 4th house. Your home life, blow with the changes because they're the very things that you've been asking for, praying for, and hoping for. They're the things that are going to bring you not just sudden financial wealth, but wealth and abundance in every area of your life. Lastly, because I didn't realize that this card popped up towards the end, because we usually just pick 4, the fork in the road, having to make a decision, this or that. And this came up, I forgot what sign it comes up for, but that reading will go up later on tonight on the other space. Right? Having a decision between this or that. But whatever you choose between this or that, make it your final choice. Like, be absolutely sure, because we know with the year of the fire horse, we already got the heads up that whether it's this or that, you're going to be propelled, launched in that direction, quickly fly in that direction, almost in a supernatural way. You won't have words to describe how quickly you get to your destination once you make a choice. Just remember, let it be a choice that you can stick with for at least the next 9 years. Holy Spirit, what is the angel number of the day for people to look out for the message that people need to know most on this day when it comes to making space and healing yourself of all the things that trouble you by doing the work, right? Really putting in the energy to detach from people, places, and things that do not serve your highest good. Release the people, places, and things that you know, because we keep talking about it, that can't go with you on the next leg of the journey. Keep moving forward. Abundance and happiness. Spiritual awakening. 5577. I know I read that backwards. Wishes come true. This is to confirm that the upcoming changes you are about to make are right on target, bringing abundance to your body, emotions, and mind. Keep going in this direction, right? And you will see some signs of how these changes add more richness to your life and the life of others around you. More 5 energy, which directly aligns with what we posted earlier, right before going live. This time of year, people are really forced, some people, to put on a smiling face, to be okay when they're not okay because everybody else is caught up in the magic of the season and smiling from ear to ear. And they, you've seen the commercial where they put that fake smile up when they're around people. You don't have to do that alone. Whatever is coming up now as the year comes to an end are the things that you need to really work on. Unless you're okay with going through the next decade of staying in that energy, then yeah, go through your moods and motions and, you've adapted to it and that's your free will choice. But understand the white flag has been waved. Help is on the way, but it can only come if you allow it. Those changes you seek can only come if you allow it, can only come if you're open to it. Fasten your seatbelts because you are about to undergo a major changes for a lot of you, right? It's not going to be one thing. It's going to be many things now that you've made up your mind. This change should be regarded as positive, should not be regarded as positive or negative, because all changes, whether good or bad, are part of the natural flow of life. Perhaps this change is in response to your prayer. It always is. So continue to visualize and feel yourself at peace. 8800. Listen, pay attention, protect health, persevere. A message from your mysterious creator, the Most High, representing that the upcoming endings, are part of your overall divine plan. They are responses to your prayers and in harmony with the will of God. Ask God to help ease any fears or concerns that arise from these impending changes. And lastly, 3344, spiritual awakening, guardianship, and abundance. There are many assists around you now. Your angel team is always around you, but they can't help unless you ask them to. The angels are all here to assist, guide, and love you. Reach out to accept their assistance because they also reach out their hands to you. That is the message for the collective. Today is another short live because the sun is going down here in New York, and we typically don't pull cards. That is intuitive messages, yeah, but I typically don't pull messages or play with the cards after the sun goes down, and then we have no light, and all that fun stuff. Let's see who is here on the live. Hey, Boogie Woogie Woogie. I believe the changes are yes, right? We haven't even started to see what the Geminid meteor showers have done, right? The energy it cleared away and the energy it brought in. And I know you saw my story last night about making sure you're ready, right? I spoke to a few of you yesterday about, certain spaces around the world updating their preparedness guides for their citizens, right? Everybody doing it at the same time. It's like, what do you know that I don't know? But we also know that the cloud, I almost said Cloud Atlas, which is a wonderful movie, by the way, but Three Eye Atlas, hold on. Some of you, especially if you're struggling around the twin flame journey and understanding how soulmates find each other in each lifetime, that's a beautiful movie to watch, Cloud Atlas. But on the new moon, during the new moon, on the day of the new moon, which is Friday, December 19th, we have the Sagittarius new moon. And then Capricorn season begins right after on Sunday. So it's just really, really close. We also have the Three Eye Atlas comet, right? This interstellar comet making its closest pass towards the earth. Now, I suspect that this is something that has never passed by our earth before, and it comes from another galaxy, is bringing another type of energy. Well, if changes are neither good nor bad, well, perhaps energy is neither good or bad either. And there's something to be gained for light workers, empaths, spiritually curious, and those who are tapped in, tuned into the energies that exist beyond the 3D. Make sure, starting now, you make time to rest. You make time to breathe, meditate, do your spiritual thing, and pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the nudges. I would say pay attention to the news, but that's going to be a distraction. You have your own internal compass to use to guide you through all times, through all situations, and through all issues. This should be very, very interesting. By the time we meet again next week, we should have a lot to chit chat about what has changed and what looks like is about to change. Tamasha, pray on it, command it, demand it, right? Say, I demand by the power vested in me by the Most High, because since we're made in His image, we have some gifts, right? Just like our children, all of them, right, have a part of us. Like we're like wondering why they act that way or why they like that, right? Because they have a part of us. And if they have a part of us, we have a part of Him. So by the power given to us by Him, demand that the perfect job finds you. If you haven't read The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn, it's one of my faves. I recommend it to everybody. Definitely download it, right? Definitely get it. It's for, nada, right? All you got to do is look for it and just get it, read it, right? Highlight the spaces, write down the phrases that most apply to where you're at in this journey, and allow it to help you reframe your thinking so that when you say, I demand XYZ, it gets delivered same day. Okay. And come back, let us know how it works out. Right. Thank you for the gifts, my love. Hi, Susan. Susan. I will always say that to every Susan because, and you have a selenium in the, speaking about changes at home, Boogie. Well, that's interesting. Hey, Mars. How's your day going? Hi, Miss Nicole. Which deck, Professor Goodman, would it happen to be? Because I've wanted this deck for so very long. It's two of them, right? Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Neon Awakening by Spiritual Infusion. I love this deck and the colors and the phrases and the everything. And she is everything. This is a creator I followed for a very, very, very long time. They're beautiful. All right. I think, hey, Auntie, you started an FB page for memes and such. Well, if I was there, I would tell you to send me the link. I wish you the best of luck. But can I see it still if I'm on the other one, right? The twin version? Hi, Lex. Well, thank you for sharing and liking the live. Look at you. Marcy, you did. You did. It's okay because one of the things I've been wanting to do, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, since this whole being online journey started in 2022, was to hold space here on TikTok and the other space. And the other space is very, for me, for others, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but it's very, dare I say, intimidating. It is. And I said that. I have admitted to it. So I've always kind of like jumped in, jumped out, jumped in, jumped out. We'll go through these streaks of posting and then totally disappear. And the only thing I put up are the recordings of these. But as of last week, that has changed because I realized in my 13 wishes for 2025, that was to actually be intentional with that channel. And I made it for 2025. So I wouldn't say I failed because I made it at the end. But, whether you win by an inch or a mile, you're still in there. You're still in there. So I've honored my plan to be more intentional in that space, as well as holding space for the OGs. You guys know who the Soul Tribe OGs are because you've been with me pretty much since the beginning, right? Those of you who signed on to what used to be called Divine Love Talk, and now it's just Soul Sessions since the end of July 2022 to about January 2023, right? Those are the OGs, and we have our own private space where we will try to do the readings just for the OGs and individuals in that space, right? As we can. We're aiming for once a week. So, OGs, when you get a moment, text me, email, whatever, get at me and let me know if you prefer it strictly on the P space or if you don't mind how we did it last week, Friday. Because while it was just us, we were still open to the whole that space community. I'm being very intentional with how I use my words because I'm just coming out of, you know what I'm just coming out of, and I'm not trying to piss off the clock app. Hello, Deirdre. How are you? That's okay, Mr. Cole, because I saw your message. Felt like I woke up on the 13th on a whole new level. That's what it feels like. It's like something like shifted in a very hard way. And not just for individuals, but for the entire universe. And I still can't put my finger to actually describe what that, but it's something huge, right? Something, they say something wicked this way comes, something huge this way comes. So this is why we keep getting the message to tell the collective to just be aware. You'll intuitively know how to move. You'll intuitively know what to do. You'll intuitively receive the downloads that 3i has come to bring. So I heard. Professor Goodman, I would advise you take a look at my other space, right? Tonight after 9, because that's when I'll post that message. This one is going to go up right after we click off, if TikTok will so allow me. Because it has some messages in there. Intuitively, though, now is not the time to wonder. Now is the time to make that decision, whether you want to stay in the friend zone or whether or not you want this to be something more. And allow your actions to align with the direction you want it to go without using your words, without trying to sway your person, because the energy that they're giving, they're in an energy of chaos and figuring out life. Right? Holding all their troubles and problems on the inside, right? It's like getting an image of someone holding multiple balls in their arms and trying not to drop them as they juggle them all and come into the realization that they can't juggle them all. And they're doing that points to them doing a lot of internal self work. So it's not a time to be like, write that letter, do you like me? Yes or no, right? It's not a time to, I think we should be. It's a time to, in yourself, as they're working on them, make the decision, okay, I think I want to be in the friend zone. Given by the trajectory this person is going and how they've showed up and the life that they live, and the life that I live, I want to be in the friend zone. Or I want to be more than friends, right? Something to that effect. And then if it's supposed to happen in the way that you choose, it will happen. But first, that person has to get out of that energy of chaos and self-discovery. Hi, Joni. I love that energy. If it ain't real, I don't want it anymore. Real friends, real jewelry, real food, real people. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Any more general questions? Like if you need a more personal one-on-one, you already know what to do and where to go. Now, how do you pronounce that name? Well, hello, Ferdo? Ferdu. Ferdu? Somebody in the chat help me out because y'all could write it, but I don't think TikTok likes it when I say it. But you know. How can I say it? YT? Pronounce the C as well. Ferdouse? That's a highly, like either way we spin it, that's a highly unique name. While we're not doing personals, it's important to note that yeah, they do. But they're also in the energy of not really doing anything about it. So yeah, they do. Are they going to do anything? Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. You know what? Let's pull another message because I know people have personal questions and we typically don't do personal readings when we are live because the energy, well, we have a number of reasons why not. But let's get the other deck out because we love these decks and see what other messages the collective needs to know on this day while we still have a little bit of sunlight. Arshe. Hey, Momo. Just in time, right? So we pull out volume 1 of the Awakening deck to see what other messages the collective needs to hear. We'll leave Venus right where she stands because it's where she wanted to be. Big hello to all my Tauruses and Libras. I didn't even ask the questions yet. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective, especially since we haven't been able to sit with each other in a while, what else does the collective need to know? Now that came out twice, so we're going to keep it. What else? Just knocking stuff around. Poor Michael. This is the second time he's gotten knocked off during a live. Anything else? Well, that landed on the floor, and that's where it shall stay. Anything else the collective needs to know? We'll take out, that's 2, 4, 5. Take out 3 more. These cards love to spin. I don't know why. They just do. All right. For the messages, the collective, and this is general based on who is with us right now. This 5 of Wands. Now, with the other readings that have been coming out was about fighting for what you believe in, fighting for what you want. Going through these challenges and obstacles, knowing that you're right at the precipice of change. Like that clink we were talking about, that sudden shift is happening, has happened already, but we haven't seen the effects of whatever that shift is yet, right? Whatever that major ordained change, right? Because when we see the wheel of fortune, we know that a fated change has arrived, has come in. I suspect like around Thursday, Friday, that's where you're going to be seeing, okay, like this has changed. Oh, I think it's going in this direction. You're going to get the dreams. You're going to get the intuitive nudges. You're going to get the guidance of what big change has come. Your guides are screaming, hang in there a little while longer. Right? Some of you have been going round after round after round and thought you were going to get that TKO, thought that this was going to be an easy battle, down in 2, down in 3 for those of you who watch boxing, right? But it's going all the rounds. Hang in there a little while longer. There's a shift coming. There's a change coming. 8 of Cups. Walking away. Desire for more. Letting go. Now, this came out in the reverse because there's some of you, especially if you're holding on to someone that has been lukewarm with you the entire year, having the courage to release them, having the courage to heal and fully release them. Because it doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that you guys won't meet again. It simply means that you're not going to let one obstacle, one thing, one person stand in the way of you manifesting your dreams into your reality, of you continuing on the journey. Some of you are on a journey and you are fascinated by this one fruit tree where they have an abundance they have a whole vineyard for you. You won't know that until you get the courage to walk away. That person may or may not catch up with you, but you won't know until you have the courage to walk away. We have the Hierophant, Taurus. Hey, Taurus, your love reading for 2026 was very, very, very beautiful. Hierophant typically talks about doing things the traditional way. The King of Pentacles, right? We talk about king, but it's also feminine energy. It could be masculine or feminine. It's having it all, right? Being successful, being that successful entrepreneur, being rich, right? Being real rich, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, right? Physically, because health is wealth. Stable, traditional. Now, traditional coming out twice because the Hierophant represents doing things the traditional way. For some of you, it talks about making sure you're doing what's best for you. Going back to what came out in the general reading, making sure that you're living life on your terms and not the expectation of others, because that's where your abundance lies. And that came out in the general message before, right? That's where your prosperity lies. That's where your wealth lies. And it's coming. When we see the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, they're just sitting on their throne, right? The things that they want, they just command it into being and it finds them. Next, we have the 8 of Swords, mental prison. Now, when we see this in traditional tarot, we talk about the person being stuck in their own thoughts, in their own ways. This ties back to the people who are afraid to walk away from someone or something that they don't realize will be replaced with better once they do. You are the master of your destiny. You are in control. It's the things that you do and don't do that lead you to where you want to go, that progress your journey or delay it. Whatever you're fixated on, have a reality check with self. especially if you've been fixated on it for a long time and there's been no progress. That's twice that message has come out. It's time to let it go because we're going into 2026, which is a 1 year. Everybody's talking about the 1 year, the cycle beginning, right? And then you don't want these habits and things that you've carried over the past 9 years to go with you, unless that's your thing. We listen and we don't judge. But they want you, your guides, the angels want you to go into 2026 as light and as hopeful as possible. But it requires you to get out of your own head. It requires you to get out of your own way. It requires you to walk away from people, places, and things that do not serve your highest good. You know who does and who does not at this point. Some of you don't need another reading. You need a support session. You need therapy. You need to go visit the doctor. Just saying. Okay. Next, we have the Six of Cups, the past, reconciliation, right? Because we often think about that when it comes to seeing it in traditional tarot. But second chances, not just with a previous partner, but second chances at life. This cycle that's coming in is a second chance to get things right. You live, for some of you, especially if you're just starting your spiritual journey, you lived these past 9 years a certain way based on a certain set of principles, based on a certain set of things. How good did that work out for you? How well did that work out for you? Think about it. Objectively process it, right? Don't get in your feelings. Just, look at it from an objective point of view. Those are the very things you can't take with you into 2026, or else you will repeat those cycles you experienced between 2017-ish. Some of you, it started in 2016 through now. Really pick and choose the moments you'd like to continue, you'd like to enjoy again, and detach from the experiences that you are finally ready to let go of. Your future self will thank you because it will literally have you come into balance with your destiny, come into alignment with your destiny. The Lovers, Gemini energy, but also another confirmation of coming into alignment. Once you come into alignment with yourself and you stand in your authenticity, right? Because these are things that came out during the first reading, right? And you're really good at trusting your intuition, that perfect partner, not the one that you're holding on to or fixated on, but the one that's going to fulfill you on every single level will show up. Will just show up. Like how you see a random cardinal or blue jay out of the blue one day as you're walking to your car. Is just as you're going to meet the person you're meant to be with when you're open to it. Because who goes outside, well, maybe somebody does, and say, I want to see a cardinal today, unless you're practicing your abilities and manifesting. But typically you just go outside and you're like, oh, the birds. Oh, wait, a red bird. Oh, that's a cardinal, right? When you're not looking for love, not trying to force a situation you were called to release a long time ago, right? Okay with being where you're at without the person you thought you would have been with. That's when true love finds you. And lastly, for the collective, the message you need to hear. Two of Wands, planning, moving forward, going back to that fork in the road, this or that. You still want to start chasing that? You still want to stay chasing that person, trying to force a situation? Or you want to surrender to the things that make you feel good? The things that align with your destiny, the things that align with your happily ever after. That partnership you seek, because now it's coming out heavily at the end, is seeking you. And that comes out heavily in the love reading that's going to get posted later on tonight. So if you're watching this on, know that that's coming. Hey, Momo. Hey, Paula May. Thank you for the roses. Miss Breezy. Bonnet's View. Hello again. I've missed you. I wasn't allowed to come on till today, so I'm here. And I'm grateful for everyone that was able to spend this moment, as I look up and it says 411, with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and me. I love you right back, Momo. I do. With all of my corazon. You know this. Yes, Shelley, this was indeed a collective reading. Hey, honeybee. All right. Now we're wrapping up for good. Because it's getting dark. And I have to close the channel. It's okay, so it's okay. I snuck on here, no warning. I just jumped on to give a quick message, which turned into two. But I've been active with the reposting on the other space, and it's going to be uploaded shortly to that space, so you can watch it at your convenience. Fine, I'll say it on YouTube. Ha! Before we wrap up, any questions about the cards, the messages that came out during this part of the live? Because going once, and you guys can always feel free to reach out to me. I will never, ever, and I don't think any other ethical, mystical person will ever reach out to you, ever. But I will respond to you, right? Especially if you're nice. I will always respond to you. They're so vibrant. I love it. I love it. I love it. And the other deck, it's like a combination of the major arcana, quotes, proverbs. It's a mismatch of, where did I throw it? Things, right? See, the proverbs. Look at that. So I really, so far I've been using this for almost a week because I got it last week, Wednesday. And this is my go-to for now. It might be my go-to for all of 2026, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yes. Heavy, heavy goddess energy. Aw, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Professor Goodman. It's been lovely. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your day, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time it is when you see this. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to one another.